All right. Giannis,
Hello there.
how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Little shop?
Yeah, it was just by walking there. I saw the light. It was so beautiful. And I said, that's my big soft box. I got in and said, okay, get ready to take some shots. She said, gosh, what are you doing? I said, okay, you want to take me photos? Yeah, don't go anywhere. I'm your girl. Shoot me. I just shot 3 shots and went away just in 3 minutes.
Wow. Good work.
Her name is Ellie. She was very kind, very sociable. She was a very good person. Yeah.
Giannis,
Yeah.
she's also quite pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's very, very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
She has a very beautiful eyes, very deep, very,
This is a
yeah.
wonderful headshot. Just a really, really nice headshot.
Yeah.
And this is just the window behind you, isn't it?
No, it's not a window. It's just in the edge of the door. One
Ah,
step further, and you're away from the shop. Yeah, just in
my,
the edge.
my favorite place to shoot
Yeah, it's
is
very beautiful light.
the door is open here. Just open the door, put your subject right there, maybe right here, and you stand out here and shoot them. Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Just right there. But I
Yep.
hadn't I hadn't done any second shot. I was just those 3 shots. Clients were I said, okay, can you wait a second outside? I have to take 3 shots, and I was done. I didn't have a chance to shoot the second shot. It was just
Yeah.
metering 3 spots,
Yeah.
and then I was done.
Yeah. Now, look how
Okay.
good these shots came out. I think you did. I think the shots are good. I think you did a really good job with it. I really do. Um, and look how good these shots were. And you had what, a minute and a half?
Yeah, something like that. Some
Yeah.
seconds, maybe more.
Imagine, yeah, just imagine if you had, a full 15 minutes or a full,
Oh,
hour. I mean, yeah, really nice, man. Really, really nice.
thank you,
Have you,
Don.
have you sent her photographs to her?
Oh yes, I went the other day because I drink a coffee there, just 2 shops further away, and I
Uh-huh.
said, Ellie, here are your photos. Oh my God, those are gorgeous. Thank you so much, he said. And the owner of the wine shop told me, "Are you a photographer? Do you do product photography?" And I said, "Oh yeah." I showed them some photos I have. Okay, next week we are going to shoot all these bottles for me. I said, "Okay." Just like that. It
I'm
was,
gonna I'm gonna pull this audio out and save it because I just got off a call where I said to them, if you want to work next week, you get up off your chair, out of your office, and you go out and you meet people.
uh, that's
Um,
exactly.
Giannis, where you have what we in the states here we have what's called industrial parks.
Yeah.
There's just nothing but places for small business and small manufacturing and stuff.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you take a postcard, a little cover letter, your business card, two of them, paper clip to the postcard, and you get
Yeah,
out
I
of your
gave
car
them.
and you
Yes.
walk and you
Yeah.
say, I'm a photographer. I guarantee you, if you do that, you'll get a job. You'll
Don, can
get
you believe me? I did that thing uh, maybe kind of 20 years ago when I first started to
That's what
open
I
my
did too.
studio. And I went in all the whole Athens. I didn't leave any, shop I didn't went through. And I said, okay, sorry, this is my portfolio, digital portfolio. This is my postcard. If you need something from me, please call. And after 2 days, they were calling me, and that's
Yeah,
my clientele were growing and growing and growing.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I started out.
I have a photographer that I do one on one with, and I it's you got to break the mindset that Instagram and Facebook and that crap is going to do anything for you. You got to break that out of your head. The only thing that's going to do anything for you is getting out and meeting people. What's
Yes,
the
exactly.
context of being a photographer?
I never show my work on Facebook or Instagram. I have Instagram, but I never use it. Yeah, I
Um,
don't do it. I don't do these things.
this
No.
this photographer sent me a note Friday morning. He got frustrated. He said, "Okay, I'm going to go do what Don said." So he went out and he saw 6 people in the brewing industry. That's who he wants to work for. With the 6 people, just drove up, no appointment or anything, to show him what he was doing. He wanted him to be part of a project. 5 of them said they want to be a part of the project. The sixth guy gave him a job.
Yeah. Oh, just like in this case, I was with my daughter. I went for shooting myself upon Acropolis, and I said, okay, I don't have anyone because everyone has gone into the islands for vacations and so on. And I said, Maria, we're going for a walk. She said, okay. When seeing that wine shop, I said, oh, wow, what a beautiful light. And we went through, and she was, okay, that's it. And the next step, he said, okay, you're going to come here and shoot all my bottles for you. Okay,
Yeah,
I said.
I love it when it works because it works
uh,
every single time. That's why I always say
uh,
3 contacts a day. If you make 3 contacts a day, you will be a busy working photographer in 60 days.
oh, yeah, that's
You will, because it's
that's
just
true.
a numbers game. So, all right, Carl. Carl, sir.
Hi, Don. How's it going?
Very good. So, is this her plane?
It was a rented plane in Long Island.
All right. So we have the young lady going up the steps. We have the young lady with baggage. All right.
Yeah, that's the behind the
That's a
scenes.
lot of bags, buddy.
Yeah, she's like starting a luggage line. So she was trying to sell her luggage.
Okay, cool.
So that's all her. I guess she designed it. And then I'm not sure who makes it, but I think it's actually made in Mexico. And then she's from Chicago.
All right, very fun. So we've got her there with the plane, here and in the plane with. Is this her brand?
That is her brand, yeah. Actually, my main question with this was how to match the colors better from inside and outside. Or I should post another picture with this bag outside. But because I was bouncing the flash off the ceiling, it put a brown cast on everything. So I was maybe wondering how to remove that.
What color is this ceiling naturally?
It's like a tan. Yeah, the whole inside of the plane was brown and tan. And I was just using bounce flash, so I was picking up those colors.
All right, let's try something here real quick. Let me try something.
Yeah, because I mean, actually, I like the color. Like normally, I would keep that for like I don't know if I was doing fashion or something, but I think because this was her product, so I think the colors have to be more accurate.
Okay, let me show you something here. Bring up Photoshop. This is the fastest way I know of to do it. And you may know this already, but let's see. You should be saying Photoshop, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make an adjustment layer of levels.
Okay.
I have my eyedroppers here. This is the black eyedropper. This is the white eyedropper. This is the middle gray eyedropper. I'm going to set my eyedroppers because when you have open Photoshop, if you haven't done this yet, they're going to be 0, 0, 0. I don't want them to be 0, 0, 0. That's too black, right? That's zip nothing. So I set them at 5, 5, and 5. So they're equal RGB. That makes them black. On the white one, I don't want it to be 255 either. That's too white. That's paper white. So I set it at 245. And the middle one, of course, is already at 125. Just leave it alone. 128, we just leave it alone. So I take my black eyedropper and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to set my black point. With me?
Okay.
By setting my black point, it's going to make that black 555. What's it going to do to all the other colors in there? It's going to neutralize them out. So I come over here and I have to figure out where's the blackest point. Now there's a way to do it in the, hold it down. That's my blackest point right there. You see the clipping area here?
What,
So I look
what
at it, I
button
go,
did you hold down there, Don?
what's that?
What button did you hold down?
Well, Kevin, if I give away all the secrets, I mean, it's like, no, I'm holding the option
Well,
key.
I know where you got that secret from. That's a Steve Berger trick.
Yes, it's the option key on a Mac.
Yeah, because I never do that actually. So yeah, I wouldn't have known. All right, that's the
The
option.
option key on the Mac, push it down. When you drag your brush over, it's going to show you the darkest area. So essentially that area right there is black. So I'm going to click on it.
Okay.
I'm going to set it to black. And it changes up the color a little bit, doesn't it? Takes it to pink. We can find a different set of black here. Oops, that may be, well, is that closer to what the bag looked like?
That is actually, yeah. I would have clicked right on the logo, like that logo where it says Brandy Fragile, that's black.
I know, but look what it did to her. So it's really not black.
Oh, okay.
So it's really not black. So let's go
Oh,
back.
all right, that's right.
Let's go to her eyelash right there. There you go. That's about as good as you're going to get. I think you're bouncing your light off of a cream source. So,
Okay.
you know, you got the pink in here. After that, you know, you could, there's other places in here that you could, oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Right up under the shadow of her hand right there. Because this, if we put our I just updated my Mac, and once again, Photoshop overwrote all of my settings. So none of my panels are where they need to be. Okay, so here's my info panel. So if I go over this black down here in Fragile, I've got 61, 54, 38. So it's a long ways from black.
Okay.
It's dark, but it's a long ways from black. If I go right to where I just set the black point, 004, it shouldn't be that low. I didn't set it to 004.
Okay.
I'll try it again. There we go. Oh, so apparently I was messing around with it and I took it off the eyedropper when I did it. There we go. Now if I come into here, right here. Oh, okay, I'm getting, 20, I'm 14, 4, and 3, you know, but it looks a lot better, right?
Yeah. Does this just change the colors or does it change contrast and stuff too?
It shouldn't change. Well, it's going to end up changing contrast if it darkens certain areas. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought when you click the logo, it looks more contrasty to me.
Oh,
So
yeah, really, that got really, really contrasting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The other thing you could do is, because the whole thing is warm, you could add a photo filter. And the photo filter that comes up is a warming filter 85. And what you want to go to is a cooling filter 80.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or I think there's the 82 is probably, there you go, 82.
Yeah,
82
that looks
at 25%, right? Now you go up with it, back, because your color problem was global. So we're looking for a global change. We're not just trying to just change the bag. So your photo filters, that's old school. The thing though, Carl, is back in the day, all we had was 100%.
oh yeah.
You either had it on or you had it off, right?
Yeah.
The wonderful world of digital, we can do like 38% and get it. So that's what you do right there. I'd go with that over the setting the black point.
Okay. Yeah, I might try both and just see. Can you do both at the same time or no?
Sure. I did.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
might do like set it and then add like a touch of the cooling filters
that's
on
what
them.
I did.
Yeah.
I would
Really
turn that, let me
natural
turn
look.
that back on. So that's
Yeah.
back on. That looks pretty natural to me.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll do that. Thanks.
That's where you were. That's where you ended up. So that's where you were. That's with setting the black point. That's with the color filter added.
Yeah, I mean, I have another picture. I'm just gonna match it to the other picture, so it's the same. So I'll
Yep.
do those two things. So I get it. Just
All right, very good.
yeah, thanks.
All right, very good. Let's see here. Yeah, you told a good story. Good for you. I'm
Thanks.
happy you got that. All right, so the next one up is Kevin. All right, Kevin. Maxwell Grace. What is Maxwell Grace? A little
It's a little like home furnishing store. I kind of chose as my subjects for this whole series, all the little retailers in my small little town out here in Florida. And I kind of shot it with the idea of, okay, if I were going to pitch this to a local lifestyle magazine, what kind of shots would I take?
good.
Because I might just end up doing that. We don't know,
Well, that's
And this one was actually my second choice for this assignment. I had another one lined up and they bailed on me. So I had 45 minutes to set up lights and do 3 shots. So, okay. And no assistant. So game on,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I kind of like and walked in there and said, okay, what am I going to see? What am I seeing? It's kind of tough because you didn't have a whole lot of product on the shelves. So you had a very successful sale and was waiting to get restocked. So I kind of had to, make it work. This is the first one, actually third one in the series that I shot. The behind the scenes there's a 16-inch box on her to camera left, a light into the ceiling on camera right, a grid spot camera left to give her some hair and some separation, and then you can see by the reflection up there in the ceiling, I've got a light in the background hidden there, lighting up everything in the back.
Keeping that background up so it
Yep.
doesn't go into like a tunnel look. Yeah, good. It's great she's wearing that shirt. Was that your idea or
No, that's what she wore.
just lucked into it? Yeah. Well, all that
really
color
pops her
really
out.
pops out. Such a neutral store. She just pops right out of the back. In Project 52, and I've got a couple of Project 52 members here today. We've got Judith and Carla. Anyone else? I think just Judith and Carla. Sophie's been there. Terry's been through the class. One of the things that we do is we say, look, use these assignments, use your weekly assignments to go out into the world and actually meet somebody. They've got a coffee, the new students have a coffee shot to do. Go out and talk to a coffee shop. See if you can shoot it there, because then they're going to see you as a photographer. It's you being in context. And we've had several photographers well, Stephanie got so busy she couldn't finish the last 3 weeks. She was just simply booked. You just build it up slowly. Nicely done, Kevin.
Thanks.
And you're using speed lights and
Speed lights and newer softboxes. The total cost of the lighting in that shot is probably $200.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen that Amazon has their own branded speed lights? You can buy an Amazon speed light, $26.
Well, and what's interesting to me is I've got like $40 newers, and they've got a guide number of 160.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a Sunpack 544 or 622 back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And that was a potato masher handle mounted flash.
Weighed about 4 pounds.
Weighed about 4 pounds. Could use it as a personal defense weapon if needed. Absolutely. And now I've got that same kind of power, plus really cheap and really good nickel metal hydride batteries. So I'm not spending $10 on Duracells every 2 days.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fascinating. And plus, I see Joe McNally's moving on to other things, and we can talk about him and his contributions, good and bad, all day long. But the fact of the matter is, he really prompted a lot of interest in using speed lights as location lighting.
Yeah.
You know, and for someone like me who was raised on 283s and 285s, I'm like, hey, terrific, awesome. This is, you know, just perfect for me.
Yeah, and you know, 15 years ago, a setup like this, other commercial photographers would laugh at you.
Yeah.
They
What do you
go,
mean you're not
oh
using-
yeah, you're a wannabe, and now it's pretty much standard for the course because the stuff is you could build a lighting. And by the way, Kevin, you should see the Godox studio lights that they have, the 300 watt second and 400 watt second. 400 watt second studio lights, $150. That's not the battery one. It's the one you plug into the wall.
Right.
400 watt second strobe for $150.
That's insane.
That
Yeah,
is insane because back in the day, a 400 watt studio strobe would cost us about $1,500, which today would probably be closer to $2,000 or $3,000 actually.
Right.
So it's, you know, you can get started in this business pretty inexpensively. Thanks for the behind the scenes, buddy. Nice stuff.
Thanks.
Nice stuff. I hope, yeah, now you're going to get out and show the, what, oh, this is a different person. Show the work to magazine. So you're using the class to build your portfolio.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah.
You know, my day job's good and I love it, you know, but this is starting, the itch is starting to scratch again.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Sophie. Oh, look at the laugh and the smile on this young lady. Wow.
Sorry, can I interrupt for 1 second?
Absolutely.
So I'm Michaela, and I won't be here for my critique because I have to like run to a client right now.
Well,
But I just wanted to say
right now, Frida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on, Sophie. Where are you, Frida?
It's the guy with Manhattan in the background in the shoe.
Okay, so we start. Okay, I think I'll say this one first.
Sorry, I was just going to say I'll listen to the recording. I wanted to thank you.
No. If anybody comes on and you got to run, let me know. I'll take you first. There's no problem with that at all, Michaela.
Thank you, everyone.
That freaking rocks. I love that shot. Wow. Now you lit this, am I right?
No, actually,
Whoa.
it's bounce light from the ground. It was a concrete floor, and then I had somebody literally hold like a paper towel to just get a little more light in his face, and that was it. Because we were out on Governor's Island, and I saw this guy's shoes, and then he told me he does custom shoes, and I'm like, oh, I got an idea.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's a good shot. That's a solid shot. I love and you know what you did right. You know, sometimes people blur the backgrounds, right? You don't blur Manhattan.
Well, not because it's echoing the shoe.
Yeah, but it's one of the only backgrounds that you never blur. You never see anybody blur, but why blur Manhattan? You know,
right.
It's like if it's blurred, it could be, you know, Pittsburgh or something, you know, you just don't do it. And it's really, really nice. I love it. Really well done. And we've got him in the, so he's got to like really like these shots.
Oh, he loves these.
Well, you're going to end up with a client, aren't you? Look at that. Oh. Nice. Very clever.
So the last one I did a little Photoshop. So I took the foot from the previous one, and then I took his head and rotated it and put it in.
Oh, okay.
But I just thought it was so fun with him looking at his foot.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah, those two portraits that you have of him in the V and up here are really, really good. Solid work. Good
Great.
job. Yeah, good job. All right, run and do your client.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Don. I'll see you next week.
All right. All right, Sophie.
Yes.
Who is this young lady?
She's another ceramics. She's a part of that hub of young ceramists.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's just where I've gone for portraits this time.
I really like this work.
I know, it's very beautiful what she does. Yeah.
Wow.
I got one as a gift.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, very graphic and simple, but powerful.
You know, you reminded me of something. Being a commercial photographer, product photographer, the perks are amazing because 8 times out of 10, they don't want it back. I shot an $800 set of cooking pots and pans. I said, well, I'll box them up and send them. Hey, no, keep them. Like, my wife was like, really? Yeah, keep them. I've ended up with a bicycle. I've gotten all kinds of liquor. They never want the liquor back. You send you 5 bottles of liquor. They don't ever want it back. Just keep it. The perks are pretty amazing. So you got yourself a little ceramic piece there. Nice.
She was so stressed. She actually agreed because it was the most stressful thing for her. So she used this as an opportunity to get over the difficulty of being photographed. So she was really thankful of the shoot.
Well, that's a beautiful portrait of her right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's just a behind the scene too.
Okay.
So that's a detail shot.
So she's putting the finish on the things?
Actually, she's removing it because you can see the inside is white.
Uh-huh.
So she's put it on the inside. And as long as it's not cooked, you can remove all the glazing, I guess it's called. Okay. Because she keeps the outside raw, or apart from that little stretch of gold that we see in the previous picture.
Neat.
So when it's cooked, it's very nice because it keeps a rough feeling of the actual earth on the outside, but the inside has the coating so that you can use it for cooking and for food.
Wonderful. How cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful headshot. What's your lighting on this?
That's a door as well. You have the door behind on the next photo. It's just, that.
Standing in the door?
Yeah.
What a cool building. God, it would be fun to come to work every day in that.
Yeah, it's a very ancient, it's part of the ancient walls of the city. It's part of the ancient protection walls of the city.
I am so fascinated by that. I was in Malaysia, in a town in Malaysia called Malacca, and it's right on the water. And it was an ancient city when Christ was born. It was an ancient city then, and to go in the shops and the people are telling you that the building that you're in is 4,000 years old. It gave me goosebumps. I was just knocked out. The other thing, Sophie, I think I've told you this story before. The other thing that knocked me out is in this ancient place of 4,000 and 5,000 year old little cobblestone roads and everything, the dominant music that was playing was Western pop music. So you're in Malacca in a 4,000 year old building listening to Garth Brooks. It's like, what is going on? Or Beyonce or something. I mean, it was bizarre. That's really lovely. Really lovely. Yeah, very good. And we have Judy. I think Judy's pictures are separated a little bit here, right? Okay, right here. All right, here we go.
Oh, hi, Don.
Hi. So we have 3 shots. We have the, boy, Facebook just mixes them up so bad here.
Right.
The close-up of the hands. This is a power saw?
Yes. I was trying to get the action. I had him, I had a shot with the blade still, and then I had him turn it on so we could get it as it's rotating, but I don't know if it was that successful. I don't know what else I could.
Yeah, it looks like it's rotating to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Because everything else is so sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works very well. Ooh, good headshot.
Thank you.
Where is this? Where have you got him stationed? Is he in the shade? Is he under a tree? Or?
Well, we've got some foliage in the background,
Mhm.
but we're outside of the garage where he was working.
Nice use of, yeah, nice use of depth of field to pull this foliage in. I have a feeling that's probably very in the real world kind of mundane, just a tree in front of a house or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you drop your depth of field down and turn it into a background.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Oops. And there's one more I saw of him.
Right, there is. That's the environment shot. Just a garage.
Yeah, but it shows that that's the environment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the environment.
Yeah. The lighting on him looks good.
Yeah, there's this, I forgot to take it behind the scenes, but I did have the Octobox to camera left. Yeah, on the left.
So the garage door is open as well?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got the garage door open, and then
The Octobox.
just to pop him, you've got your Octobox over here.
Right.
That works out really well. Really well. Good job.
Thank you.
Good
That
job.
was a lot of fun.
It is fun, huh?
Yeah, we had a blast.
I think it's so much fun to walk up and meet somebody and just and take their picture. I just absolutely love it. All right. Oh, we do have a lot more pictures here. All right. Let's see. We've got Terry McDermott. Terry McDermott. I'm going to try this one as being the first one. We'll see. Hi, Terry. Terry. Oh, no, Terry. I thought I saw her here just a moment ago. Yeah, Terry, you're here. You're muted. Terry, are you there? All right, well, I'll watch for Terry. She is muted. Let's check the chat.
It says she has to be somewhere because it's a Porsche morning. So she's going to a car show apparently.
I'm sorry, what's that, Jay?
In the note, it said that it's a Porsche morning. So I guess she does photographs car shows.
Oh, okay.
So that's apparently where she is.
That's
too bad for her, right?
Is that over on Facebook that she put that?
No, it came up. If you go to one of the photographs, the note will come up.
All right, well, I guess we'll start here.
Yeah, you can see on the side.
Okay.
The comment.
Yeah.
So she'll be back at 9.
Okay, I'll wait until last for her. Next up is this lady. All right, Jay.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. All right.
So she's a clothing designer and she makes her own clothing. And she lives in Ahwatukee. And it was a discovery tour to find it, I have to say. We live in the north of Phoenix, the south of Phoenix is a whole different planet. So I've known her for about 4 years, but this is the first time we had an opportunity to do anything with it.
And you got this shot here, nice close up. Cool. Now, did you light her, or is this?
Yeah, there's a strip light and two speed lights looking up at the ceiling.
Okay.
It's a 10 by 10 room. There wasn't a lot of space.
The light looks very natural.
Yeah.
Looks like your sharpness issue has been taken care of.
Yeah, I worked on that. Yeah.
Nice stuff, Jay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
We get
speaking of that,
we get a real idea of what it is that she does.
Mhm.
That's good. Very
She's a
good.
sweetheart. So she's said that there's some other people who design work, and they have a show in Tempe, and so she was just very happy with the whole thing. And so she's got a bunch of cards, so she'll give them out to the her crowd.
Good. Excellent. Jerry Campion.
Hi, Don.
Hey, Jerry. Looks like the door of the shed's open.
Yes, yes.
I mean, don't you just love that light? I just love that light. It's a big softbox. And we've got, oh, that's cool. Oh, you're using the window as the frame?
Well, it's actually the doorway.
And you've got a speed light behind him.
Yes, yeah. I wasn't sure about whether to leave the frame in or out.
Oh,
Probably needs a bit more, maybe.
No, if you've got more, I'd put more in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's very nice. Yeah, the frame is very nice. This is like
Yeah, I said I'd leave it there.
It's like I would have come over and strangled you if you'd photoshopped it out. Oh yeah, I had a spider web here, but I took it out. Like, no. That's really nice. Great shot. And that's also just window light, right? He's just standing in the doorway.
Yes, yeah.
So the unmodified doorway light with the speed light behind him. That's the speed light back there going off?
Yeah, there's actually 3 speed lights on that one. I've got one outside. There's a window to the right, and I put one outside the window, and one pointing at the ceiling, and then one on the floor. All kind of going in one direction.
Okay, so we get a feeling of the light coming in from the right side here.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here on the wall. Is this the one that you've aimed on the floor?
Yes, yeah.
Really breaks that up nicely and puts light back in the corner. Also really well done, sir. Who is the gentleman?
That's me.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah. I'm getting tired of taking pictures myself at this stage.
Where do you live, Jerry?
In Ireland.
Ah.
We've actually probably got the most strictest rules still on COVID in Europe. There's still no indoor dining in Ireland yet.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
The destruction we have caused this world.
Yeah.
Will live on infamy when people start to re-examine it from afar. We get 5 years out from this, there'll be hell to pay. All right, nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
Really good. And those are just bare speed lights, right?
Yes, yeah.
Excellent. This looks like my favorite Mexican food restaurant in Tempe, but they don't use blue and white. And this is Asha.
Hi.
Hi, Asha. Who is this gentleman and where are they from?
This is very much in India, and he was an ex-colleague of mine who started a restaurant called Aioli. It gives a mix of Mediterranean, Caribbean, Italian, it's all combined.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's quite a nice fare that he has. He's been in the business for about 11 years now. He had to close 2 of his outlets due to COVID. So in fact, the furniture that you see over there is from one of the restaurants that he had to close because this had like bare furniture before that.
Okay, so this is, and where is this located?
Bangalore, India.
Oh, in India?
Yeah.
Nice portrait. This is window light, I take it, or just
no? It's just it's not this. I used speed light, but there's also natural light. It's open in front of him. It's open up behind me. It's just open.
And you use the speed light to punch him up a little bit.
Yeah, and then I used a card on the other side to, lighten some of the shadows.
Oh, wow. Nice. Good headshot. You've got, what you did was you take us from the entire space, get us a little closer. We still have some of the space, and then you come in really tight for the headshot. So it's like almost like we feel we know him by now. you know. This is nicely done, Asha. Really nicely done. Great color
Thank you.
too, by the way. Great color.
Thank you.
What'd you use? A 7D, a 50 millimeter, and f4. Okay.
Yeah, the first one I used a different lens. I used an 18-200 EFS at 28.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, and you've got the in an octa. How big is that octa?
It's 33 inches.
Okay.
whatever
Yeah.
that- yeah.
Yeah, that's the perfect octa. If you're only going to buy one, that's the one to buy. Somewhere
Okay.
between 30 and 36 inch octa. It's just, it works for so many things, especially people. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Carla,
Hi, Don.
how are you?
Good. And you?
I am doing well. This is a very, I love the light tones all the way through this.
Yeah, it has a speed light bounce. It was like all white, a white room. So
So you bounce the speed light like off the ceiling or the wall behind you or what?
no, the wall. This actually was like towards the side. So it was on her, what is that? Her left?
Over on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is brighter on that side of her face than it is over here.
Yeah.
Nice.
She takes her dog to work. So
And what does she do?
she's a acupuncturist.
Oh, okay.
So it's acupuncturist and I don't know what else. Like it's all alternative.
Okay. Nice. This is it shows her very sparse, almost minimalist setting, right?
Yeah.
That gives us a look into her, which we get a little bit from this. We get a little bit of this white back here. I love her hair. That's so cool. And then we get this here, and then you take us into the room. So we've got the stuff. So we know she's in some sort of medical practice, some sort of thing here.
Yeah.
So you're telling the story of her very well. Another one?
Thank you.
So you're just basically bouncing it off the wall.
Yeah, and then I move it like there is two walls, so I move it like one time I had it like on top of this shelf facing the wall, and then the other it was another shelf on the other side that I had it. So I just moved the speed light.
Now, when you walk into a room or into a building and the room is painted all white like this, you just go, yay! Because the alternative is walking into a room and everything, all the walls are painted like mustard yellow. And you go, well, we're not bouncing light today.
Yeah, exactly.
Another trip to the car to get the soft boxes. Very nice. Thank you very much, Carla.
All right. Thank you, Don.
Lawrence. Oh, look at the light.
Hello.
Hi, Lawrence. Is this a big window light?
It's both a big window light and then I put a monolight in the same direction as the window, just to give me a wee bit more.
400 watt second monolight and right and what's the light in? What's your strobe? Is a softbox, umbrella, or?
It's a softbox beauty dish.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So I don't know how much of a beauty dish it is, but it's like a shallow octobox, I guess.
Yeah. It's a round softbox, basically, is what happens. Yeah. It's a round softbox. When you put the cover over the front, it becomes a softbox.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. Look how nice. I love that you still kept textures up here. Some good stuff happening here. It feels like it's window light, which is, I think, the obvious thing to go for here. So this is
it's an upholstery shop which is just at the bottom of my street, and I ambushed him a bit. Just went and asked him if I could take some photo, and he said yes. And then next thing I was moving in with my lights and my my husband as an assistant, so it was a bit stressed, as you can tell probably.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's him in another corner of the shop now.
This is just a little gray wall you found in the place.
Yeah, yeah, and he's sitting in one of the seat is repairing. So there is a window on camera right, and I put my light again on the same spot just to give me a wee bit more. And we have a reflector on a camera left.
Very good. How far over here is the reflector?
It's more or less at the edge. It's not far at all.
Okay. Yeah, it's good modeling across the face. I like it when the light comes across the forehead. We get some light under the eye here. You know, it comes across the chin here. So good placement of the light for sure.
Thank you.
This is also very nice. This shadow right here on his nose, I would lighten it just a little bit, that shadow, because it's darker than that one. You see it?
Oh, yes, yeah.
In our brain, this should not be as dark as that side. So it creates, in that area of his face, it creates a lot of contrast that we can alleviate some of this by just brightening it in Lightroom. Leaving this alone, bringing this closer to that, is going to give it a smoother face.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. And the background, keeping the background sharp was the right thing to do, I think, in this, because these are cool. And it's so jumbled back here. It's almost, you know, we need to see all these cases. We need to see, but it's almost a background, almost like a printed background in a way. He jumps right out of the background perfectly. So, you know, that's the thing we always watch for, is that whether they come out of the background, jump out of the background or not.
Thanks.
Wow, some good shots. I'm going to refresh and see if anybody uploaded any last minute shots here. Okay.
I have a question, Don.
Yeah.
I was listening to the video you posted for the assignment, and you're talking in the video about the mix of ambient light with strobes. And this place I've been shooting is like creamy walls, so they do give me a warm tint, and I haven't been happy with the light it's giving me, but I haven't managed to mix in ambient light, because then I was getting completely different warmth, and I was getting two different things. Can you go over it again?
When you say mix, you meant mixing in strobe with the ambient light.
I mean, putting a flash, a speed light to give me more light.
What's going to happen is if you're in there and they have lights in there, probably tungsten lights, right?
Exactly.
So they're warm already.
Yeah.
So when you add the strobe, it's going to blue it up, because the strobe is blue compared to the tungsten lights. We can't change the tungsten, but we can put a gel over the strobe, bring the strobe to the same as the tungsten. And then it's a global change for the image. So you can say, okay, I put this over the tungsten. Now I've got tungsten and a flash tungsten, and you can go to your camera, set it on tungsten, and it'll make everything.
Or lower my kelvins, and then, okay.
Lower your Kelvin. You can either do it manually or just put it on tungsten in those settings, and tungsten will take care of it. It'll get you pretty close anyway. But you'll be down around 3,400K or 3,200K. Yeah. And that should even things out. The big nasty bugaboo that happens is if there's window light coming in, because when you go to tungsten, that window light is going to be blue. It's going to have a blue cast to it. So that's the thing. When we have mixed lighting, and we have ways to do it. We have to either do it globally or locally. So globally, it changed the tungsten over
With
here.
the gel.
Right.
With the gel.
Yeah, and then you could also put a filter over the camera if you wanted to, or if the whole thing comes out orange, the whole shot comes out orange, then you can correct it in Photoshop or Lightroom.
Yeah.
Kelvin there. You just want to even it up. So in those particular cases, I would try to cut out the window light. You know, put the drapes down or something, have minimal effect from it. First thing to do though, number one thing to try is try your auto white balance.
Okay.
See what the camera can come up with. Sometimes it can. Sometimes the camera can kind of find that middle area, especially if you put it on put your auto white balance on a something kind of neutral and see how it comes out. Then you can lock it, right? You can lock your white balance, right? So you lock the white balance and then choose. Sometimes the camera does a pretty good job of mixing colors. Other times it does not. So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Who else has a question? We're going to see if Terry's back. Terry McDermott, are you back? Are you here? Not here yet. Who else has a question?
I'm going to try and put this series together for an article, and Phoenix Magazine is the first one that came to mind, but there might be I have like 500 photographs of her. There may be more local ones like the Awatuki News or something like that. But there was enough. I said she really looked forward to it. She said, "Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be neat." So. So that was the thinking. Might as well take it out and see what we can do with it.
Absolutely. Good portraits here, folks. I love shooting people. I absolutely love it. It's one of my. And if the NSA is listening, NSA, when I say I love shooting people, I'm talking with a camera. Okay, so please don't send much. All right, Terry, are you back yet, Terry? No other questions?
So what's the next one, Don, that you're doing, and when are you planning to do it?
Well, it starts in September.
Okay.
I put up something that I thought would work. And now I'm thinking I might go to back to the beginning and do still life.
Oh, okay.
And do still life in 2 sections, like minimalist still life and heavily propped still life. Minimalist in September, the heavily processed in November. Or propped and stuff. I'm taking a month off in between, so I'm doing these little 4-week ones. So it'll be an 8-week workshop with a month off in the middle. This coming week is the week after this. This coming Saturday is our last class, and then the following Wednesday I leave on my motorcycle for. God, I have no idea where I'm going to go yet. If the smoke is so bad up in Montana from the fires, I probably won't even bother to go, because I've done that. I've been up in Montana when the fires are raging and you can't see anything. So you might as well just be in Nevada, for that matter. So I may go and see places I've never seen before, like, for instance, Great Basin. Never seen that, so that might be fun. And just play around in Wyoming and stuff. So I'll be gone for a solid week minimum and 2 weeks maximum. But the second week I'm gone, I still do the classes. So, but I knew I couldn't do these classes during that month. So I figured I would just start take a month off because it's fun. And I'm rebuilding the classes for the next one. I'm rebuilding the classes that we started out with. Now you weren't in the first classes, right?
I started this year.
Yeah, this year. Yeah, we started way back over a year
Yes.
ago. Yeah. So
I realized it when you did the food one. That's when I saw the whole thing.
Yep. Well, and I was thinking about food, but then B&H just did their big food thing. Did you guys see that? I put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Did you see that? B&H did 5 days of food photography live, and really good. They did a great job. They just basically went into people's studios with Zoom, and you got to see them light it, build it, put it together. You got to ask questions and a whole bit. If you're not following B&H on YouTube, you should, because they really do put on some really great content. So it's kind of like in a way, it's kind of like a Creative Live, 5 days of food. I think about an hour and a half, 2 hours long, each one of them.
Yeah.
So they just did food. So I'm not sure I would do food right off the bat, but I think still life might be the right way to go. And we're going to do things like having water dripping in, or dripping syrup, how to drip syrup or chocolate over ice cream, that type of thing. So we're going to be bringing in some styling as well as some aesthetics.
Okay.
It'll be fun, whatever it is.
Didn't
Yes.
you mention some from farmer to market subject?
Yeah, it was the farm to market food thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Still kicking it around, Sophie. Still kicking around.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So the next assignment is about?
The next assignment, here is.
It's the dramatic portrait, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes. Killer dramatic portrait. Here's where you get to pull out all the stops. What's the password, guys? Editorial.
Editorial rocks.
I have like 15 different classes on here, and they all have a different password. My brain just, see, it wants me to like say, no, I'm not saving it, because then it wipes out every other password. Every other password on the site gets wiped out when I do that. So yeah, something pretty dramatic is what we're looking for. Usually when we use the term dramatic portrait, we're talking lighting, right? But dramatic portrait can also be gesture. It can also be composition. It can also be a blend of the two. There's so many things to make the portrait beyond just a picture of the person, which we just did. We did beautiful.
So it is just one photo?
Yeah, you can do two. There's this small group. You can do two.
And you said two of the same person with a different lighting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. It's down in here. Two of the same
I have
person.
no one left here. They all have gone for vacations, so I'll shoot myself.
Well, it's always good to have a great About Me page photograph. So,
yeah.
Let me ask you this. How many of you guys have a PR pack? Giannis, you have a PR pack, right? No?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. A PR pack is something that you do not want to wait until the last minute to do. PR pack would be 2 or 3 photographs of you at about 2,000 pixels per inch on the long side, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to want it for web. You also should have those same 3 images in a second folder in full res in case they want it for print. You need a bio, any kind of awards that you've won, links to all your social media. So it's got in your bio, you got your Instagram, your website, your phone number, your email, and everything. Because someone's going to call you and say, hey, we'd love to do a podcast with you, Carla. Can you send us your stuff? And now you're going, oh, geez. It's nothing worse than that. I just go over, I've got 3 little PR packs. I've got one for creativity, one for photography, one for mentoring, and I just send them the PR pack. I'm done with it.
You should have them, in any case.
Yeah. Yeah, because every time that those things happen, you don't have it, it's a stressful time. Even if
what's the thing with John Cornicello that you're going to do tomorrow? Speaking of field time.
I don't have a clue what we're going to talk about. He said, let's just chat about photography and being motivated and staying creative and all those things. So it's just going to be kind of a fun thing. I haven't seen John in a number of years.
Isn't he the creative live guy? Like he was
he
the
used to work
assistant?
yep. Used to be
Quiet guy on the side that everybody thinks is. There were a couple of people that had him that he assisted, and they were treating him like the help. And I'm like, girl, you have no clue who's helping you, you know?
I want to tell you something, but I don't want it to be on the recording. So let me see if Terry, are you here yet? Terry. Oh, okay. All right. Well, Terry, I'm going to hit the record because we're going to sign off here. I'm going to hit the record off. Terry, we will look at your pictures next week. I promise. Just remind me. Okay.